that you look so young. So people think that you are 22.
What can I say? Good genes. Thanks, Mom.
But I mean, that's a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it means you have a vast variety of roles that you can continue doing for a long time, isn't it?
I would hope so.
I mean, yeah. Because then you can play a younger character, which is what you did. Mm-hmm. You can play an older character if they give it to you. I think so. I think because you are good.
Let's call it the Al Pacino effect.
Okay, you are good. Put some makeup, and I think you are good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does that? So you mentioned that, but does that really irritate you sometimes? Because people not treat you like.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not even a thing of you having to know who I am to treat me like a normal human being. And it's funny because now that I'm kind of famous, seeing people be all nice and be all courteous is like, if you didn't know who I was, you wouldn't be this courteous. So please cut the bullshit. And I've had a career in theater for a couple of years, and I've seen how people tend to treat people who aren't established a certain way. If you're not famous or rich or whatever, they don't treat you like, and I'm like, do you have to be famous to be treated like a human being? How about you just be nice to people regardless of, because tables turn. I could be famous today and be nothing tomorrow, or vice versa. Anything could happen, or the person who's looking up to me could be big tomorrow, you know. So yeah. And I think it's also a Nigerian thing of we always looking down on the weaker, younger person in every situation just so we can feel good about ourselves. But why? Why can't you be nice?
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of people who are rich, who are famous, who are very down to earth, and I'm like, okay, now I want to be like that. Someone like Osasi Godara, for example, she blows my mind every time. I'm like, how are you this grounded? And do you know who you are? But and then when I see someone like that, I want to be like that. But then you get into the world and someone has to just misbehave, and you have to be like, hey, do you know who I am? And I hate to have to do that, but people.
You've collaborated with Osaz on the project, haven't you?
Yes, are we going there now? She executive produced the short film I did, and played at your house. And that was during the pandemic, and that was the first time I worked with Micah Falari. And then we'd go on to work again and again and again, and now it's like, get off me, it's enough. But yeah, she did that.
Yeah.